2, 1. Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Upbeat Artworks Friday Live Art Demonstration. Before we get to it, I just want to mention Artbeat Studio, that's who we are. We are a not-for-profit registered charity, and we believe in the healing power of art. We're here as a community to make art together, to create art together, and to have our space together as artists. So we're always thankful we can be here every Friday to make art for you. So just a little update. I'm sure you've seen on our Facebook and in our newsletter we've mentioned that we are Upbeat Artworks and Studio Central, which is just across the way if you're familiar with where we are moving. So we're sort of temporarily closed right now as we put that move together, but we'll be moving from the east wing of Portage Place Shopping Center over to the west wing of Portage Place Shopping Center. So it's actually kind of an easy move. We're grateful for that, but we're kind of in the process of that move. So if you come by our space, we're on the second floor of Portage Place, you'll notice that we are sort of closed right now. So it's just temporary, and then we're going to be moving over to the west wing. That date is TBA, but we will keep everyone in the loop in terms of that date and when we actually can get into the space. We're super excited. It's going to be awesome. But that being said, the one thing I wanted to touch on before we get into our live is one of the things, even though there's no art behind us, you can actually go to our website, upbeatartworks.ca, and you can peruse the art that we have that's available for you to purchase. That art, every purchase goes to the artist. A part of that, we really want to use the sale of their art to lift up folks and to give them that platform to feel good about their stuff when they sell. So please go to that website, check it out if you're thinking about buying art. And also one thing that helps us as an organization is donations. So if you're ever thinking, how can I donate? If you go to artbeatstudio.ca, there's a Canada Helps link. You can press that tab, and that's an option for you to help out with our organization and donate. So we're always grateful for that as well. But physical donations are always good, whether it's art supplies. We have lots of folks who give us National Geographics. That's something we're going to be working with today. So you'll get a taste of putting this donation into action. So we'll just get into our art demonstration today. So there we go. We have a couple of friends with us today. We have Kate. Hi, Kate.
Hi.
And Logan. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good. So today for our art demo, you can see we're going to be doing monochromatic charcoal. So we basically have charcoals here. I'll show you. If you're not familiar with charcoal, that's the vibe. So kind of like a pastel, but this is specifically has some really nice blending capabilities, but in the grays, blacks, very monochromatic kind of vibe. And we're going to be using, you can see behind, the National Geographics. We're going to select a picture that we want, and we're going to just draw that onto the paper we have. So a really minimal setup. We got charcoals. We're using old magazines to find a picture. And then we have paper, which is, this has more of a textured, has a bit more of a tooth to it. So that's going to be sort of a good paper to work with on with charcoals. But then also this is just printer paper, not special art paper, just printer paper. And this is something that you can use for the thing. Oh, one second. So our first step is we are Kate, Logan, and myself. We're going to be looking for a picture to draw or to use the charcoals. So I'm going to sit down and start doing that. So this is just black charcoal in this one. Just charcoal. Oh yeah. One thing I didn't bring. Do we have baby wipes? Okay, good. Yeah. So another thing, especially with charcoal, is I'll show you. You can see this. So charcoal really gets on your fingers. So a good thing to have in any medium really is baby wipes. So yeah, I'm gonna look through and we'll just watch along. If you have any questions while we're doing this, feel free to drop that into the comment box below. I'm also going to be using, Kate is going to be doing some freehand work and Logan's going to be doing some freehand work. I'm going to try doing some grid work. So you can see I have a ruler here. As I'm doing it, I'll sort of talk through what I'm doing, but it's kind of creating squares, a grid on the picture I'm going to work on, but then creating a grid on my paper, and then you draw each grid. You transfer that onto your paper. So, yeah, hi, how's it going?
On this picture.
Oh, nice. Ooh, cute. National Geographic, always like, I always find it such a picture book, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
And I very rarely find what I want to paint or draw. It's just interesting to learn this.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, nice.
That's kind of cool. Wow. Little river picture there. Nice. The Titanic.
Hmm.
Screaming children.
Yeah.
Oh. Such a nice way to finish the week. Fridays. Ooh.
Okay.
Wow. This National Geographic is from 1982. Also, this is like
Really?
yeah. I thought these were all newer. This is wild.
68.
Oh, what?
Yeah, March 6th.
Wow.
85.
There's like a thing in here about like Epcot Center being
Oh.
built. Well, like, whoa, this new thing will be built and
Yeah.
available.
Okay. Wow.
Remember when I was a kid, I went to Epcot Center and I had a really good time.
Oh, yeah. Where is that?
Disney World.
Oh, okay. Is that Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We have family in Florida, so yeah. Florida is everything.
Yeah, is it?
It's a rough state.
Yeah, that was so interesting.
What's
I don't
that?
know, I just look at this goat. This is the circus.
A goat circus? Oh,
Like
love
there are
that.
2 yaks in Mongolia.
Yeah.
Mongolian circus. And I think I'll just take the goat and take it out of the context.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure I want to paint the whole circus.
just the white paper? Yeah. Oh, maybe I'll do this. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to cut this out of here.
It's interesting because this is a light object.
That's a good one too. Also, I'm trying to like find a picture that's not overly complicated, you know? So maybe an animal. Oh, this is a pretty good one. I'll do this one.
This feels so weird, like this.
Yeah. the
Oh,
little-
using that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's try. Okay. So we're all working with our charcoals. That's great. So Logan and Kate, you can see, are doing freehand. I'm going to sort of make a bit of a grid. Try doing that. A grid can be helpful too if you're familiar with grid work. It's kind of like, you know, how would you describe it? Sort of training wheels,
Yeah.
you know?
Helps you understand.
Yeah. Because sometimes when you're looking at a picture itself and you're trying to draw it, like transpose it from this to here, you know, you can get overwhelmed by the image, you know, and it's hard to maybe keep some of the sizing, you know, on par with the picture. But with grid, I'm just going to take a ruler and create a little bit of a grid bonus. It's 12 divided by 3. 4. Shush.
Every year.
I know, I failed math.
I think you didn't want me back, so they're just like, yeah, pass 50. We went in with a 20, but
Yeah,
not with 50.
I went in with, I was in like the hard math,
Oh, okay.
because all of my friends were in the hard math. And all the people I didn't like were in like the easy math. And then, yeah, so I was taking the hard math, and then the teachers had to talk to my parents, and my parents were like, yeah, so we're moving you. They forced me.
Yeah. Math's not your thing.
No. But I got a little bit more credit around school, though.
Yeah.
You know?
I bet, yeah. Oh, he's smart. Kids that were not as smart. Yeah.
Suddenly I was getting invited to all the parties.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they kicked you out of it, and then you
So funny. Okay. So you can see I'm making sort of some lines here. This is a very rough grid, so very DIY, which we love. So my grid's a bit bigger. A lot of people do smaller grids, so it's you can be a bit more focused. But I'm just choosing, just because of time constraints, I'm going to use a bigger grid.
And some people at Studio Central do like quite expensive grids.
Yeah.
It's like each one is quite small. 60 squares.
Yeah. There we go. So that's my grid, you can see. So I'm just sure it shows up there's a grid sort of on this picture now. You can kind of see the pencil mark. So now I'm just going to focus on each grid and then draw each little mini picture, and it should connect into this image of the bird and the bed. Neat. Look at that. Gorgeous charcoals.
Nice.
And working with the grid really helps you to understand where the lines are, so you can get that perspective.
And as long as we're in a moving mood, I don't know, I feel like I don't want to grade anything too long. And I also feel like how are you feeling about me going and getting some things?
So
can,
Sure.
yeah, because I can just step out and
Oh, I see
I
what
feel
you're
a little sleepy. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Those would be nice. Because one component of making art is being comfortable. So for us, we're talking about eating Tim's, something cozy, a little drink. Maybe you at home want to have tea. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Let me just to make it faster, I will make an online override.
Yes. There's a little.
Let's see. Ooh. Hmm. But it's open.
Mm-hmm. They're still open, right?
Yeah, it shows opened. Good. Okay, so as usual, James.
Yeah, I'll actually just get like a small.
Small.
one.
Okay. What's for you?
Let's get a small steep tea double up.
Large black coffee for both.
Everyone's like, oh yeah, you own coffee.
Green? Yeah.
What was the first option?
Green is the first option.
Oh, I never even look at it. Got that now.
2 and 2.
Green and double up.
Double, but I think, yeah, medium is good for me. I need to actually get myself to
Mm-hmm.
some norm.
There we go. Cool. This group works.
Wow.
Okay. I'll go grab coffee.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, a couple of people. So you can see this is so the progress. You can kind of see the grid mark that's created on the picture, and then I'm just sort of following that here. And really, what it's doing, it's helping me find the shape of what I'm drawing. It should be a really hard component of this. Ooh, that's so nice. Wow. Just like a masterpiece. That's cool.
Yeah, it's got that.
That's great. This little cake's got going on so far. Just got a little goat. Some of my training wheels pedaling.
You'll catch up.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Same when I did the weights.
Yeah.
I like it's like half the track I can see,
Yeah.
half track I can't.
Yeah. You need a break sometimes.
Yeah. It's good. Oh.
Yeah, I like that track.
Yeah.
I love running.
Me too.
I used to run. Yeah, I used to do track when I was a kid.
I remember I was seeing the posts on Instagram of you and
Oh yeah, run Sunday run.
always, yeah. It was
Sunday
very
run day. Then Bren blew out his knee.
Oh no.
Yeah, so
That's
he,
what happened.
but I'm still do Sunday run day. So the nice thing about when you're working with charcoals is, now that we're sort of getting into the picture itself, you can, since my hands are getting very like, you know, charcoaly, it blends really nicely. So you can really blend some of those hard lines and create a lot of softness in your picture. Ooh, nice. A lot of people ask, will say when they're working charcoals, how can you keep it from like spreading the way it does sometimes? But when you're done your picture, you can always spray. There's like fixatives you can use on your charcoal pictures that help stop.
Yeah, it really does help spread. Great.
We're just, you know, Pride stuff. That's Pride's coming up. Pride's coming up, everyone.
Heartbeats and parade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Saturday night they do that party, the Pride party at the CMHA,
Okay.
CMHR,
Yeah.
which we found is actually a fundraiser for Rainbow Rooms Centers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
Is that one with all that food?
no, it's like, I don't know, probably. But we're just got tickets first.
Was tonight?
No, it's like the Saturday before the Pride parade.
Okay, so you're starting.
The May 30th. It's also so early this year. May
Yeah.
31st. And then June 1st is the actual Pride Sunday. Yeah, Pride Sunday after the parade. We'll be over at the Forks. You and Fang should come join.
Yeah. Which, the weekend?
It's the
I think
Oh my gosh.
he was in parade last year.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Really blends. You can see how the charcoal blends really nicely. Get a really nice smooth vibe. That's so good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's getting there.
Yeah. Great. Just want to spill all the tea while we're in the library.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you know what I heard? Oh, yeah, I know. Doing lots of shading. Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually went to the art gallery yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
How was it?
really good. Yeah,
Sure.
shows going on, yeah.
Is that one mothering still up?
Yeah. You like that one? Yeah, thanks for that. Very harsh critic.
Isn't it just like
Yeah.
I love you like a bodysuit?
Yeah, I'm like other people fan. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm kind of like,
I read the write up too.
yeah. There's nothing to snack today. You're such a
I'm
I have an
back.
opinion and it's good.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, look at that.
looking good already.
Thank you. Oh, look at
Yay,
this.
thank you.
Coffee, tea, yay. Which one are you?
Orange beef or orange original blend.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
This
this is
is-
coffee.
Oh yeah, here we go. Original Steve.
Here we go. I was like, original blend?
Alright, I feel like I need to start actually working.
Yeah, the charcoal one's really nice, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have it here, but sometimes what can be real, you can create a cool effect with charcoal is a white, like a gum eraser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kneaded eraser.
Yeah. Because it really pulls up that.
Two different shades, so I can try and look at this.
Hmm.
Because that one is good for the bottom. Yeah. It's like more of a yellowy and that boat has a little bit of a brown yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Oh, it's not bad at all.
Are you gonna do a little Lucky Girl pop-up? Either of you?
What's that?
It's like a Lucky Girl pop-up. It's a local market, and it's at the Centennial Concert Hall.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is a cover. It's like I think it's $5. It's not bad. But, Marissa's gonna be. But she's doing with she's sharing too. Yeah. So if you're there with Meg does pottery.
Meg does pottery. Meg does do pottery.
She does. So if you're in the area, Centennial Concert Hall this weekend is a market called Lucky Girl Pop-Up. Why I'm telling you right now. But check it out.
Yeah. Local artists.
But also donate to her people.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't interrupt me, and then go.
And then go.
Yeah.
I almost fell asleep on the way here.
Oh wow. Let's sit back and make some.
Marissa's real sleepy today.
Yeah?
She's up late.
Yeah.
She calls it up.
Oh, yeah.
I was up late too. I was like 12:30, I think, and I saw that. And I was like, oh, like someone's up late.
I was up at 2 a.m.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
She's a real sleep.
Yeah.
Or else I'm cranky.
I was working on a couple paintings that preparation for my
Ooh.
classes.
Nice. Were you working on?
A dog, or I actually can show you.
Sure.
Which
We can
I
plug
have
that.
done so
Yeah.
far. I
So-
don't know if it makes sense to show it at home.
Is it class tomorrow?
No, it's next week.
Next week. So next week we have Kate, who outside of Art Beat, like Kate's a facilitator, and she is running a class, facilitating a class in Pritchard Park. Pritchard Park, Google that, you'll find it, Pritchard Park. But it's a free workshop?
It is free.
A drop-in workshop.
And there is also food provided.
Yeah, so it's a drop-in workshop, no cost, with a small little snack provided. And Kate's going to be leading the workshop, and
That's the very first photo. I advanced since then.
she's going to be doing this
I'm
dog
not sure if
picture.
it's this dog. Maybe it's a different dog. It's just what I did so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll pick up the. It's a bus. So cute.
Yeah. It's almost like that little dog that we saw in the other thing. It's so cute.
Yeah.
So this workshop's like on the internet, but if you want an in-person workshop, Kate will be delivering one at Pritchard Park next Saturday. Which is whatever day, which is a long weekend, right?
It is.
Whoa.
It is. Yes.
So if you and your family are looking for something to do, or family, friends, you're just flying solo
Mm-hmm.
in whatever shape or form you come.
And then next Friday we're closed.
We are, yes, that's actually a good
So-
point.
Yes.
Yeah, but we are actually just close.
Yeah. Right. We are closing. Yeah.
But we won't be doing our live next. So yeah,
Oh.
that said, we won't be doing a live
That's what's
next week. Yeah.
So,
So if you're missing us next Friday, go to Kate's workshop the next day.
Yeah.
My birds look unrelated. Look at their faces.
Me too. Yeah. They got places to
I
be.
know. Tired of posing. Wow! Look at this. And the picture you chose really works well with like the limited,
Thinking, yeah.
with the more monochromatic vibe we're going for.
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah, I found that too. That's really nice.
Yeah.
there's brown as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brown, gray.
Is this green?
Yeah.
Are you going?
I was going to
Yeah, you
just use it for here and try it. There was that color, but yeah, that's okay. I can.
Yeah, I love how pastels and charcoals blend so much. Holy cow. The background for me, it's all out of focus, so I'll just sort of do some abstract. charcoals are very relaxing. This whole like the blending element, because it's very physical. It becomes a physical thing, right? I think it's drawing too.
Yeah, you could actually press lighter, press
Yeah,
harder.
yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, we had an artist alumni hangout yesterday. Had a really good turnout.
Yeah.
And some of the current artists and residents actually like stayed, kind of meeting folks.
To meet the, yeah.
Although like Sparkle and Taylor, I think are really familiar.
Yeah. I think that would have been really good when I was there. Now, I'm kind of like old alumni, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
never. Yeah, who are you? Welcome to this space. I've already been here.
I know. Isn't that funny? Even I feel that when I walk in sometimes, and like the person at desk, like, oh, what's your name?
Yeah.
Like, are you aware of who we are?
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, there's yeah.
Maybe.
You're about to know. Or your manager. Walk past them.
Yeah. That's Curtis. Sometimes the charcoal has like a little bit of a scratchy sound as I'm drawing, and it gives me a shiver down my spine.
Really?
Yeah. You can almost like chop on it. Yeah.
Don't mind that sound.
No.
Birds and boats.
Any comments? Any people watching? We see you. Jesus.
Your bird looks really nice. Into the camera.
Okay, grid. Okay, like I'm sold on this grid because
Yeah,
if I try to freehand, you guys are both. So just for clarity, Logan and Kate are very good at freehand. Like they can see a picture and they understand like the structure of it. You understand what's that called again? Like the composition of it. Yeah, like the depth of it.
I try and I look at shapes and then I put those in and then and then go like detail, pretty much like a low vis to like
Yeah. Yes, which makes sense with your practice. Like along your landscapes, you have a strong sense of that dimension that you need for that structure.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Kate's just
For
a
me,
master.
I just relax my thinking, and sometimes it doesn't work the right way. Like, I mean, what's the right way?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
a good point though.
So sometimes it's really hard for me to. So if I want to create an abstract something, it's definitely that something I have seen before.
Yeah.
Very easily getting picked up on full time.
So yeah, for me, I find this grid is really helpful because I do a lot of abstract stuff, and that's easy for me. I can make it look good.
Yeah.
But to actually like draw a figure and try to recreate that.
Yeah. Well, for easy, I think definitely for animals and people, I would use a grid.
Yeah.
That's a little more difficult. Or it just wouldn't come out the same.
Yeah. And like something you can do too, like that, because you end up, it's good to like, the grid you're finding sort of like the structure of the picture. I used a projector, and that really works. So if you're doing like a specific building or you want a specific shape, you can use the projector to find that, and then and you add your own. Yeah, I like using projectors.
Yeah, I've used projectors before, bigger pieces, to map out.
Yeah, you map it out. Or I've done like smaller version. Actually, one of my abstract pieces, I had a photo of it, and I wanted to do a repeat of that. So for that one, I projected it and then was able to sort of retrace my steps. Because sometimes when you do abstract work, it's like very
That's in the moment.
zoned out.
Yeah.
Having a manic
Wake up and it's
episode.
there.
Yeah. I black out and it's just there.
Yeah.
I can never watch down when I paint.
Yeah.
I start painting and then oops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm worried about it when my body says it's over.
Conversation. Probably for 10.
It's 152.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Jesus.
didn't even start.
That's crazy.
Oh, I think this is bad.
I know. Some lives, like, we've been doing it, I'm like, what time is it? It's like 1:25. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, I thought you can get that over.
yeah. Because I feel like I've been doing this for like 10 minutes.
I was actually doing it for 10 minutes. 'Cause all the rest of the time I was just thinking of,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, so I just. Cheese of my list here.
One thing I like to do with charcoal, once I've sort of blended things, you can see things are kind of blended. I'm actually going to go back over the blended parts and make hard lines.
Me too.
Yeah. So it kind of helps make the picture pop. So these lines I won't blend. This bird's got quite the hair.
I'm trying to work this gray out, but I'm so unexperienced with this.
Oh, yeah.
I just, yeah. Okay, with the more definite. Each time I switch from acrylic, I feel like I'm missing something.
Oh, it's your medium, right?
Yeah. I actually saw Reed just before I went into the art gallery.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Nice.
just walking past him, so he thanks it hi and
Oh, good.
you know. He's always doing a lot with art,
Yeah.
grants and all that.
Yeah.
Grant shows. Oh. Man, that one.
Sweet. Well, I guess we'll just do a little pick and review, and we'll go around and check stuff out. Okay. So we'll start with mine. I'll show you. So mine was the grid one, just to review. Working with charcoals. Kate, Logan, both doing freehand. I was doing my picture with a grid. We used pictures from National Geographic, which were donations. So please donate. But this is mine. Turned out pretty good. There's this bird. I kind of gave him a smile because they first were looking kind of like PO'd. But now they look, yeah. That's actually pretty good. I like it. Like, oh my God, that's so amazing. Okay, Logan, what do we got? What do we got going on? So this is freehand. Look at that. That's amazing.
Yeah, a little ship.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's great work.
Thank you.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And we'll come over here.
Okay. So this
Kate.
is a total silhouette thing
Nice.
around the coach.
Oh, that's
I will
beautiful.
just come to something.
And so this is,
Fun.
we have three different, mine is using a strictly grid work, and then Logan is doing a freehand version, and Kate is doing freehand, but she's also pulling different elements from a picture. So utilizing different elements, but creating your own picture out of it.
Yeah, so it's basically abstract
Yeah.
with element just the hand that goes up, and this is something I'm not sure if I want to keep it here. Maybe I'll create something different out of there, but it would be just shapes.
Looks
lines.
good. Looks cool. I love the figure, the person standing there.
Thanks.
It's nice. Okay. All right. Well, let me just put this back on here. Okay. So that is our Friday Live art demonstration for you. So just to remind you that next Friday, we will not have a live demonstration. It's Good Friday, so we're actually off for that day. It's a holiday for us. But if you're in the area, next Saturday, Pritchard Park, Kate will be facilitating a workshop there. We've shown you a little preview of that animal, the dog that she might be doing, that she's working on right now.
Thanks
So
for saying might be, because I'm thinking maybe it's too complicated for the class. Maybe I'll pick the dog that's easy to find on the internet and keep working on it.
yeah, so that will be a good substitute for folks if you need that creative outlet. Next weekend, Pritchard Park, we'll have a workshop led there by Kate. So, but in the meantime, happy Friday, everyone, and have a great weekend. Bye, Logan. Bye, Kate.
Bye.
Bye.